top AI applications globally.
All right, I think I'll stand for this one. So, so guys, welcome. My name is Jayden Sage. I'm from Global Crypto Council. We invest in AI companies out of San Francisco. And today we have a distinguished panel discussing some of the stuff that's happening globally within AI and how it affects them. So can you please each go ahead and introduce yourself? Taylor?
Sure, thank you so much for the intro. My name is Taylor. I'm a co-founder and CEO of a company called Axon Park. We're building education technology. We started with 3D VR back about 5 years ago, and since then have built a lot of AI tools into the platform to rapidly create interactive content.
Awesome.
Hi, thank you for the introduction. My name is Alexander Kapp. I'm the founder of and the CEO of AIFB. It's AI for Business. And we're integrating AI solutions to not technological companies for sales, marketing, sometimes replacing salespeople, and doing deepfake. Right now, doing deepfake for celebrities and business decision makers that can take the companies to other countries with different languages. And even this year, we got to Forbes magazine with our solutions. Thank you.
Awesome. Go ahead, Zack.
Testing. Hi. Hi, guys. I'm Zack. I'm in the line of design and technology and community. And we have a few businesses, one of which is NFT Club, which is a community educating people about NFTs. We also have another brand called Archipels, which humanizes Maltese culture into dynamic characters. And we like to use design and technology mixed together, and we're using AI.
Awesome. So normally you would be going first, but you know, this is how the world works. Things change around on you faster than you can know. So Zack, NFTs. So we've all gone through the gyration of, you know, JPEGs being worth insane amount of money, more than even your houses. So how do you see the infusion of AI as far as NFTs go? Do you see that as a growth opportunity, or do you see that as a suppressant to people's ability to put out ridiculous apes and, you know, things of that nature? Do you see AI getting to a whole new level of industry standard that we won't be able to keep up with?
I mean, AI has given more people who wouldn't consider themselves artists opportunity to create art and have the luxury to create these things. So yes, it will bring more people in. However, I think we can tackle it in a different angle. NFTs might become more looked at by showing ownership and true creation from humans. As you were mentioning in the previous panel, there's going to be a lot of bots creating art, a lot of bots creating communication and fake communication. But with NFTs, you can prove that they came from an actual person.
Awesome. And what do you see as far as some of the AI applications that you didn't think would develop as fast as they are, and how beneficial they are?
I think, yeah, like a lot of people, we were very, very surprised at the speed of innovation, and like, I mean, with the LLMs like ChatGPT coming out, just surprising the world in terms of how advanced they were so quickly. I think really the thing for us, like on the last panel, is what are the real problems that can be solved? So for example, for us, when an educator is creating a course, typically they have a huge document that's provided by either the government or by the school. It's like 60 pages. And textbooks and all this material that they have to manually go through, and they have to find everything and structure it into all the courses. It takes hours or even sometimes weeks to put it all together. So with our system, you can literally just upload that content. It does all the heavy lifting for you, structures all the course and content within like 5 minutes. So you're literally saving more than 99% of the time. But you're taking the monotonous work out of it. You're not replacing the creativity. You're just saying, okay, you don't have to spend all this annoying time. You can just instantly get the baseline and then add your creativity on top of it.
Awesome. So Alex, what have you seen, like, as far as for business, does AI act more like an assistant or more like an Excel spreadsheet? So what's the difference, right? So Excel spreadsheet is a tool you use. AI is trying to be your assistant, right? Like, so it's like creeping up right there next to human capacity. So how do you see it evolving for business? Does it spawn a variety of tools like Excel types that you can harness, or do you see it as just trying to sit right next to us and be a catch-all for everything we do?
First of all, we have a good news and a bad news. So you want that I will start with the good ones or the
Always
bad
the
ones?
bad news.
The bad news. Okay, let's ask maybe the audience. You want to start with the good or with the bad?
Good or the bad, guys?
Good
bad
or the
news
bad?
first, right? Put up your hands for bad news. Yeah, see? Bad news.
Okay,
it
bad
is.
news. Okay. So the bad news that the AI in the end will kill us. Okay, and somebody.
Actually, the bad news is that we will just naturally all die too. So, you know, it's inevitable that we'll die.
Exactly. Again, it's my opinion. But the good news, right now, we are in the revolutionary period. 2024, 2023, it's just started. And regarding your question, you know, there is a picture of a future company, how it will look like. So we have the CEO and CMO, COO, it's Midjourney, ChatGPT, some other tools, AI tools, and just one CEO. So I believe that in the future, and especially 2024, we will see more AI agents. So what we are doing, we're building AI agents for marketing, for sales, for the assistant. And today, most part of the procedures in your company, you can deliver to AI. Even you can see many companies, they taking part of the sales teams and they moving them. And you can see in many, even technology or non-technology companies, it changes. And every kind of company wants to integrate AI today to assist them, to increase the sales, increase the revenues, increase the KPIs, and even real estate companies. Today, you can see sellings by phone, okay, by AI in the US. But we have the other side. We have the bad side. And we can't ignore it. We can't forget it. What will be about all the scams, all the frauds? And we saw that with banks. Even I did my own avatar, and I sent it to my mom on French language. So she asked me, "It's you speaking French?" I said, "Yes, of course." She believed me. But today we can clone your voice, okay, clone your face, lip sync, send to your friends. It's a good thing, but don't forget about the bad ones.
Awesome. So AI, ChatGPT currently has a need, right? It has a need of your data. It wants to understand you better. By your queries, it's getting to know humans better, how we interact, what questions we ask, what time of the day we ask certain questions. So all of that is data which it uses to feed itself, and that's its want. So in the world of NFTs and beyond for business applications, do you see a time, at the speed that's developing, do you see a time where it starts morphing to some other need? A need where it can derive value exchangeable with humans, whether that need is for money, but I doubt that it would have material needs, so hence it doesn't need a medium of exchange called currency, but it may develop into having some other needs. So do you see a future where NFTs are created by AI for other AI, or created by humans to serve other AI's needs for NFTs or anything of that nature?
That's really thinking ahead. Like, I haven't thought about something like that. I think about it more of like daily tasks as of right now. I mean, the technology and probably even the hardware that will come in the future will make our lives even easier. Just even think about...
Well, this is the problem, right? If we're going to think 3 to 5 steps ahead, then we will play, as on the previous panel, we'll play the defense game. To play the offense game, we have to actually get to the point of we're thinking far ahead of its development. So we have to think 5 steps ahead. And in thinking that far ahead, we have to start building on it. So please continue.
I I haven't thought of how an AI would possibly use other AIs or NFTs to actually add more value to the ecosystem. But how it can probably make sense in the future, thinking ahead, is you've seen the Vision Pro, for example, you see the boom of the Oculus. More people are going to start getting more interested. Why should it be restricted to our phones, you know, these rectangular devices? We're going to start communicating differently through our eyes, seeing things visually. And if an AI can actually tap into that and use the right databases, it can provide information that can make our lives even easier.
What I want to understand from you guys is, like, you're seeing it from the ground effects, right? Like business applications and whatnot. So in your understandings, what do you see are some of the greatest benefits and the greatest risks associated with the speed that this is developing? Go ahead.
I mean, I think the benefits are time and efficiency. It's incredible how fast it is. I mean, it just takes, like, there was a really interesting study as well that was conducted where they asked one team of marketers to use AI and another team to not use AI. And this was about like a year ago. And basically the hypothesis was that the AI team would be way faster and they'd produce way more. And actually in the end, it was about equal what they produced. But when they talked to the teams, the AI team was way less stressed. They enjoyed the work. So it kind of changes the paradigm from like raw production, which is very cognitively heavy and stressful, to more editing and curation, which is lighter and more enjoyable. So I think there's this nice shift that's actually, like, a lot of people say it's going to replace humans. And yes, it will replace some roles, but it's also supercharging the ability of people. Like our engineering team, like when all the hype was coming out, they were all scared, you know, like, you know, this can code, you know, this can do all the stuff that we're doing. And we told them, like, you know, the only way that your job is at risk is if you don't embrace this, right? So like, if you just get scared by it and you don't embrace it, then yes, it will take your job. But if you learn how to actually embrace it, then you become a 10x, 20x, 50x developer, then that's just great for everyone.
Alex, how about you? What are you seeing as some of the benefits versus risks?
I can tell about my private story, how ChatGPT can save lives. By the way, who believes that ChatGPT can save lives? Just 3 people, 4 people? Okay, 5, 10. Okay, great. It's not auction, okay? So I have a friend, it's a short story. I have a friend and his wife, it's a close friend. His wife was pregnant. Then, after she got her baby, she got to coma, okay? She got to coma and the doctors didn't know what to do. And they tell the husband that he has 24 hours. And then they will do a surgery, very tough surgery. So he decided to put all the information about the situation in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what it might be the problem with her, why she's in coma. So ChatGPT gave several reasons, and one of the reasons was very tough bacteria that was in her stomach. So he get to the doctors and said, guys, please check about this bacteria. They said, you know, you're a technical guy, and we are doctors. We know what to do. Then he went to the, let's say, the higher doctor, sat with him and said, listen, let's check about this bacteria. Might be this is the solution. And he believed him. They checked about the bacteria and they found really dead bacteria in her body. So they decided to give her antibiotics. In 2 days, she stand on her legs. It's a real, true story. And thanks to ChatGPT, that saves her life. So besides the business side, we can see that AI can save lives. So we're seeing that it's implementing even in our daily life. Okay, when I need something, I'm consulting with ChatGPT today.
Taylor, you want to add to this?
I mean, that's a perfect example of, like, you know, you look at doctors and a new study comes out. New studies are coming out all the time. And then these doctors have to sit down, read the whole study, take that knowledge in, process that knowledge. Whereas if something comes out and then the AI assimilates that knowledge, it's instantly in there, it's instantly accessible. So you just think like there's no way that humans will be able to keep up. There's just
For
no
sure.
way. And like I saw something interesting from Sam Altman about the jobs that are protected are actually, it's not go and become a doctor and become a lawyer, and my dad's a lawyer and his dad was a doctor, right? So like I have a affiliation toward these types of professions. But basically you just imagine like the human roles, the nurses, where like the AI can't embody that physical, human, nurturing, emotional, social support structure. Those are the jobs that are actually more protected than these jobs that just rely on like raw brain power and assimilation of knowledge and dot connecting, because the AI is just guaranteed to just continue to be better and better at that.
Even my dog's doctor, veterinarian, he has a program today that can analyze all the röntgens. So I asked him, okay, what is the difference between before and now? He said, okay, it took 3-4 days to analyze. Today, it's few hours. So it's changing lives, not just us, but even our pets.
So some of the things that we rely upon for our strength within this dynamic changing environment is our creativity. That's something we hold sacred and unique to each of us, and collectively as something sacred for humanity. So Zack, being in that world where creativity is the source code, if you will, or the center of where everything sprouts from, so how do you see the future? Do you see a flood of everybody who used to work in other industries coming into your industry? How do you see that playing out?
I think it's perfectly, as Taylor was saying, it allows people to get rid of these things that are taking up our time, admin, for example, and allows them to free them to be creative. Because to be creative, you need to have a lot of free time. You need to have time to sit with yourself, to articulate, to think. And I think these tools are here to help us, and they will make us even more creative. I'll give you a case point. For example, ChatGPT has changed my life. I mean, I use it every single day. I struggle to read and write. I'm dyslexic, and I just find it like I have a full-time admin person helping me with everything. Even my car ride to work, I just put on ChatGPT and just have a discussion. And it helps me articulate my thoughts, it helps me articulate ideas, and I'm very curious as a person, so I use it a real lot to explore different things. Another case point in creativity, for example, if you're designing a brand, it takes a lot. Think about it like this. You pay someone to design a brand for you, and in doing so, they come up with your brand values and all this sort of stuff. But then you depend on the other end for them to actually follow these pillars. But what's amazing is you create your own GPT. You can align all your values. You can align your brand story, and all these things. And you can go back once in a while and ask it, hey, like, I'm thinking of doing this marketing post. I can't remember my brand values, or for example, how can you help me? Let's create a post, for example. And you're creating these kind of brand assets and brand voices. So right now, it takes off a lot of the heavy lifting, and it allows you to think more freely and curiously, at least from my point.
So Taylor, how do you see the development of AI affecting new markets? Like, do you see the infusion of new markets? Do you sense that there's some new markets that we haven't thought of that AI will help us to develop?
So the first thing that's coming to mind is the virtual worlds and virtual economies that are emerging. So it's something that I'm very, very interested in. I've been in VR for like 10 years now, and it's actually insane. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to play with things like VR chat or even Roblox or Fortnite, these worlds where you basically can go in and you have a virtual economy that are generating incredible amounts of money, right? Like Fortnite is like $7 billion a year in revenue. So I think that these virtual worlds are opening up just the perfect playground for AI to start creating value within these virtual economies and spaces. And like people will play some role. Like one really interesting example of people making money in virtual worlds was during Halloween, they would hire virtual actors to be in avatars in like a haunted house. So people would pay to go into a virtual haunted house, and then they'd have real people inside these avatars. And so I could imagine that because it's the perfect cocktail of like the virtual environment, it's all like very tech forward, tech enabled, that these virtual worlds and virtual economies are where we'll see a lot of huge innovation. And there's just like the gaming sector is exploding, access to internet is exploding. So yeah, that's where I would put my money as a...
Does it mean that it morphs into just one big application and a world that we're living in together in it, like kind of like a super matrix, if you will?
I mean, there's like mid-term and super long-term. I think in the mid-term, we'll probably, of course, still sort of share the physical space, like applications like, or the headset like the Vision Pro that came out recently that shows mixed reality, I think is a nice step in that direction. And then it's always this question of like the metaverse of this or the metaverse of that. And that terminology just being very inaccurate, like saying the internet of this or the internet of that, right? We're just progressively moving from flat 2D dumb paradigms into spatial, interactive, intelligent paradigms, and the whole world will just shift from small flat screens into these interactive worlds. And then I think in the very long term, there will be very strong reasons to just use virtual space for a lot of things instead of physical space.
Regarding the new markets you just asked, a year ago, I said that just imagine that you will have your own avatar that will travel, will sign a contract, will do things that you can't do because you don't have a lot of time. And today, I have my own YouTube channel. By the way, who has his own YouTube channel here? Great. So my YouTube channel, today, it's not me. It's my avatar with my lip sync, with my face, with my clone voice. So guys, if you have your own YouTube channel, you can do it with your own avatar. So if you don't have time to film and you want to speak Spanish or German or Japanese, you can do it in, let's say, in a few hours. So it's incredible. But people, I think, today, not using it for their business, let's say, perfectly or like they should do it.
Awesome. Brave new world we're entering, guys. Thank you so much, panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.